My life took a turn I never saw coming, and it all started with my dad marrying a woman not much older than me. Her name was Linda. At first, she tried to be the cool stepmom, buying me things, letting me have friends over. It felt forced, but I went along with it for my dad's sake. He seemed happy, and that's all that mattered to me. But over time, things got weird. Linda had a group of friends, and they were always over, treating our house like their personal party central. The sound of their laughter and clinking glasses became the new soundtrack of my evenings. My dad worked long hours, often traveling for business, so I was left alone with Linda and her crew a lot. They'd be in the living room, music blaring, while I was upstairs trying to study. Sometimes they'd invite me to join them, but I always felt like a kid at the adult table, so I'd politely decline. One weekend, my dad was away on a business trip. It was a hot Saturday, and Linda decided it was the perfect day for a hot tub party. Her friends, a trio of women just like her, arrived in the afternoon with coolers full of drinks. I tried to stay out of their way, but our house isn't that big. As the sun started to set, their party got louder. I could hear them splashing and giggling from my bedroom window. I was just trying to watch a movie and ignore them when my door creaked open. It was Linda. She was swaying a little, a wide, boozy grin on her face. "Hey, sweetie," she slurred. "Why are you hiding up here? Come on down and join the fun." "The water's perfect." I tried to say no, that I was tired, but she was insistent. "Don't be a party pooper. We're all just having a good time. Come on, just for a little bit." Before I could argue more, she grabbed my hand and pulled me towards the door. Downstairs, the air was thick with the smell of chlorine and whatever they were drinking. Her friends cheered when they saw me. They were all in the hot tub, looking up at me with shiny, unfocused eyes. "Look who finally decided to join us." One of them yelled. I felt a knot form in my stomach. This was a bad idea. I was in my sweatpants and a t-shirt, clearly not dressed for a swim. "I don't have a swimsuit," I mumbled, hoping it was a good enough excuse. Linda just laughed. "Oh, that's no problem," she said, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. "Details, details." They all giggled, and I felt my cheeks burn. I was completely out of my element. One of her friends, a woman named Chloe, beckoned me closer. "Come on, don't be shy." We don't bite ... much. The whole situation felt wrong, like I had stumbled into a scene from a movie I shouldn't be watching. They were my stepmother's friends, women my father trusted around me, and their behavior was making my skin crawl. I just stood there, frozen by the side of the hot tub, not knowing what to do or say. Linda, seeing my hesitation, got out of the water and put her arm around my shoulders. "He's just shy," she announced to her friends. "We need to loosen him up." The next few minutes are a blur of pressure and discomfort. They kept insisting, their words slurring together, telling me to relax and have fun. It was 4 of them against 1 of me, and I felt completely cornered. I remember one of them saying something about how I was a handsome young man and that it was a shame I was so serious all the time. The conversation started to take a turn that made me incredibly uncomfortable. They were no longer just inviting me to swim. Their compliments became more personal, more suggestive. It felt like they were sizing me up, and I hated it. I finally managed to pull away from Linda, stammering something about needing to use the bathroom. It was the only excuse I could think of to escape. I practically ran back inside, my heart pounding in my chest. I locked myself in my room, but I could still hear their laughter from the backyard. I felt a mix of anger, confusion, and a deep sense of betrayal. This was my home, a place where I was supposed to feel safe. But with my dad gone, it had turned into something else entirely. Linda wasn't acting like a stepmother. She was acting like a predator, and she'd brought her pack with her. I sat on my bed, listening to their party continue for another hour before it finally died down. I didn't sleep at all that night. I kept replaying the scene in my head, the looks on their faces, the things they said. The worst part was the feeling of powerlessness. The next morning, Linda acted like nothing had happened. She was in the kitchen making coffee, nursing a hangover, and she gave me a cheerful good morning. As if she hadn't completely violated my trust and sense of security just hours before. I couldn't even look at her. When my dad came home the next day, I didn't know how to tell him. How do you tell your dad that his wife and her friends made you feel threatened in your own home? Would he even believe me? He was so in love with her, so happy. I was afraid he'd think I was making it up, or that I was just trying to cause trouble between them. So, I said nothing, but the silence was eating me alive. I started avoiding Linda at all costs. I'd stay late at the library, eat dinner in my room, anything to not be in the same space as her. The tension in the house became unbearable. My dad noticed, of course. He kept asking me what was wrong, why I was being so distant. He thought I was just being a moody teenager. I couldn't hold it in anymore. One evening, after he pressed me again, I broke down. I told him everything. I told him about the party, the hot tub, the way Linda and her friends acted, how uncomfortable and scared I felt. I watched his face as I spoke, saw his expression shift from concern to disbelief, and then to a cold, hard anger I'd never seen before. He was silent for a long time after I finished. Then he just got up and went to find Linda. I could hear them arguing, their voices muffled through the walls. It went on for hours. I stayed in my room, feeling sick to my stomach, wondering if I had just blown up my family. The next day, Linda was gone, her things were packed, and she just left. My dad didn't talk about it much. He just came to my room, sat on my bed, and said, "I'm so sorry. I should have seen it. You should never have had to go through that." It's been a few months since then. The house is quiet now. It's just me and my dad again. It's been hard, and I know my dad is hurting, but he made a choice. He chose to protect me. He chose to believe me. And for that, I will be forever grateful. It's a slow process, healing from something like that, but we're doing it together. The experience taught me a hard lesson about trust and the hidden sides of people you think you know. It showed me the strength of my dad's love, a love that was willing to shatter his own happiness to ensure my safety. I'm still processing it all, but I know we'll be okay. Thank you for listening to my story. If you have a story of your own, I hope you find the courage to share it too. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.